Sean Baptiste. I am the Minister of Communications and Propaganda at Firehose Games.
I am Eitan Gleinert. I am the Fire Chief and Flounder of Firehose Games. Yeah.
There we are.
I'm the primary fish.
The primary fish.
Yes. So we started back in 2008. Back then I had made educational video games for a while and gone to MIT for my grad degree. And when I finished up, I decided that, oh my gosh, I'm so smart, I can make games better than everyone else, why don't I start my own company? As it turns out, that was arguably one of the best and worst decisions I've ever made for various reasons. Back in 2008, we got our start. We were working on a game called Slambolt Scrappers, which is a mix of brawling and building, and it came out on the PlayStation 3. And we also worked on Dance Central with Harmonix, which came out on the 360 for Kinect. We did all like the early prototyping and stuff for that. And so those were kind of like our getting started moments. And then after that, we started branching out, and now we have our newest game coming out called Home Dinosaurs, which will be on Steam. Like, so far, we've been thinking about it as like kind of interesting mashups of genres. So Slambolt Scrappers was one part brawler, one part kind of puzzle building game. In it, it's kind of like Smash Brothers meets Tetris almost. You're kind of fighting other people while you're also building towers that fight with you. And so we mashed up those two genres. Home Dinosaurs is kind of a mashup of the tower defense and puzzle genres, where you have on the one hand your typical tower defense stuff, but then we have all these new things like kind of fitting together puzzle-shaped pieces and figuring out kind of, you have a character, a gopher that you move around the screen, figuring out how to do that, so we're mashing those up as well. In the future, where we go with that next is a really good question that we've been wondering about a lot. I know that Sean's really been pushing like kind of European horse carriage racing. Like, he kind of, there's like a good market for that, I guess.
It's huge.
Yeah, but we might actually be pushing into other areas. I know one thing I've been pushing for is interesting AI in video games. I want to do some weird AI stuff where you have kind of evolutionary artificial intelligence that does weird stuff in games that don't exist right now. I'm sure that the programmers in the team will hate me when I bring that up.
And that would be mashed up per our usual style with a mid-90s RTS and puzzle gameplay. We got this. I know that's hard to envision, but that's how we do at Firehose.
Yeah, we'll throw some ponies in there for for the rest of us, it's actually been really great working here. One of the nicest things is the talent that you find here. There's a ton of colleges in Boston, and they spit out some of the most talented, smartest students you could ever hope for. And a lot of them want to make video games. So we trick them. We basically give them slave wages and ridiculous hours and tell them that's normal. And then we berate them verbally. It's really kind of fun for us old timers. Like, think of it like hazing, but without the redeeming stuff at the end where you get to join the club. So we bring those students on, and they've been helping us out with the game, and that's really been terrific. The local community is fantastic also. There are lots of other developers in the area, both indies and professional, that have just been super helpful to us. Professional. Yes, exactly. So yeah, the community is fantastic. The people around here are fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Dunkin'. Coffee.
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
That's
That's probably the most important thing.
It's kind of
working in Massachusetts.
Do you collaborate with the other indie studios in the area?
Yeah,
we consider avoidance to be collaboration, I would suppose.
We hang garlic up on our door.
Like, that keeps each other out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we collaborate them. So some indies actually go and work with other indies, where the studios will work together on a game. Like, I know that Dejaban and Alchemy work together on F=MA. Great game, by the way. You should download it. It's on iOS.
I think Alchemy was working with Demiurge and something.
Yeah, they worked on that.
Yeah.
So the main indie studio that we collaborate with on games is Harmonix. I guess they're technically indie, right? Even though they're like
indie.
Yeah, 900 people and more money than the state of Massachusetts. So we collaborate with them on a bunch of games. So Dance Central we worked with them on. We worked with them on Rock Band Blitz, and so we have a good relationship with them. The other indies, we generally get lots of feedback from them. Like, we'll ask them questions, they'll tell us what's wrong. For all the shit that we give Ichiro, for instance, from Dejaban, he's given us some really good advice with Home Dinosaurs, and like a lot of the changes and the good things we put in the game were from him. And all the local indies, we always invite them over. We try to get them help. We give them beer because, you know,
that's how they get paid.
Yeah, exactly. So
all they care about.
So the outside work our studio does. So we've got a bunch of stuff. We worked on, like I said, Dance Central and Rock Band Blitz. We worked on Splosion Man with Twisted Pixel. I guess that's another indie, but they're not local.
They're not indie anymore either.
Yeah, they were purchased by Microsoft. That's true. Yeah. They're down in Austin though. So it's all over the place really. So with like Dance Central, Harmonix wanted us to help them prototype some ideas for a dancing game. This is before Dance Central even existed. So we spent half a year coming up with crazy ideas for like how you can make a dancing video game. With Rock Band Blitz, they just wanted us to help them make the game. So we basically teamed up with them and worked on the game the entire time with them. With Splosion Man, Twisted Pixel, they had this game, it's awesome, and they wanted to bring it to PC and Steam, and so we helped out with that. So basically, like one of the things that we do in addition to making our own games is we try to make it known that, hey, we can help other people make their games, and if it's a game that we like, if it's with people that we like, we're happy to go and collaborate with them. Just as something fun to do, and it helps us kind of grow our studio. And you can learn a lot from them too. Like, I mean, just, for instance, all of our prototyping stuff, a lot of it's based on the early prototyping work we did with Harmonix. A lot of like avoiding working with Microsoft, we learned from working with Twisted Pixel and Microsoft. So like these are good learning experiences that you can have. By the way, hi Microsoft.
Hi guys.
Please don't hate us for that.
And I mean, there's so many open systems too for indies. Just, you know, there's nothing easier than developing for PC or you know, even like iOS.
iOS, Android is
Android
easy.
And everything, because it's all an open system. You can just make a game for it.
Steam now has Greenlight.
Yeah, Steam has Greenlight.
And there's talk. I heard Gabe saying something about maybe getting rid of Steamlight. Who knows? And maybe they'll do something else.
Yeah.
There's Ouya or Ouya.
I was just about to ask.
And God only knows what's going on with that. That's like a real like mystery.
But that's also Android,
but like,
and it's mainly open development because all you really have to do is also have a free version of your game.
Yep.
So the barrier to entry is lower, which means the cost to the studio is so much lower for production on something like that.
Most indies, there are very few indies that are actually one-man teams. I would say most indies are like 2 to 3 or 4 people teams. So, like, it's tough to make a game on your own.
Yeah.
Unless you're Pixel. Pixel made a Cave Story, which is like one of the best video games ever made. He's this crazy Japanese guy that basically went into a room for 5 years and came out with Cave Story, which is amazing. But like, unless you're him, it's very hard to make a game on your own.
He's advanced beyond all of us.
He's a robot.
Yeah.
So like in the game you star as a robot. I think it's based on his personal experiences.
Yeah.
So we'll be showing I would say yes, we'll be showing.
Yeah, we'll definitely be at PAX. Yeah.
How do we gain exposure at PAX? Coming on the show certainly.
Yeah.
The Indie Mega Booth is one of the huge ways that we're doing that. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Indie Mega Booth is a few years ago. Well, I guess actually it was technically last year. Well, it was two years ago, so 2011, PAX Prime. There was a bunch of developers, Firehose Games included, who were at Seattle for PAX Prime. And the main floor is 4?
The main floor is 4, and there's the kiddie table at Thanksgiving, which is on the 6th floor.
Which is the 6th floor. It's sort of off to the side, and you're gonna go up this other part. It's almost kind of a different building, but it's not. But it's but it was.
You have to get across the alligator pit together.
Yeah, you gotta swing across it pitfall style.
The alligators have been fed, so it's not.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But and Eitan actually was talking about what if we got together with a bunch of other indies and bought space on the main floor and then sort of shared the overall costs, because that would be less expensive and better exposure for everybody if we did it. So that started for the PAX East 2012 was the first one, right? Was the first
that's about right, yeah.
PAX East 2012, first appearance of Mega Booth. Something like 15 developers, 14, 15 developers.
15 and then 30, and now it's like, what, 50? Jeez.
100,000.
So yeah, so we're part of the Mega Booth. Like Sean said, we actually came up with the idea initially, and Kelly Wallach now runs the show.
Yeah.
Yep. And so that's like where we exhibit, and we'll be showing off Home Dinosaurs. We'll be showing off Slam Bolt Scrappers. We'll have beautiful Boston-made merch for sale. I don't actually know if it's made in Boston. Not made in Boston.
Not made in Boston.
So Sony is a great company to work with. We had great experiences with them. The problem is Slam Bolt Scrappers comes out, and I don't know if you remember, but PlayStation Network got hacked right after that. And so our game comes out, and then for 7 or 8 weeks you can't buy our game because it's hacked. And we went
It
out.
should come out the day before the hack. The whole server got.
It wasn't quite the day before, but
I think it was. It was like
no, it
360
was a few weeks.
Was it?
But yeah, but the point is that it was like it was close enough after that it torpedoed everything, and actually I don't hold it against Sony. It's, you know, like do you blame the victim or do you blame the bastards that did the thing, right? It's those anonymous hackers. Right, exactly. So those are the guys that did it, and actually Sony was really good to us. But the problem is that, you know, Slam Bolt Scrappers wasn't really a big hit on PSN as a result. And we want to give it new life, which is part of the reason we're bringing it to Steam.
Yeah, Go Home Dinosaurs is a barbecue defense simulator. I think I hesitate to call it a game.
It's historically accurate.
It is historically accurate to the existing fossil records. It tells.
We're not trying to get this into schools, really.
Yeah, mostly in the schools. It tells the mainly untold story because the media doesn't want you to know about this. About the time when mammals and dinosaurs sort of crossed over and existed at the same time, and gophers just really wanted to throw a barbecue, have a picnic, eat some food, and chill. And the dinosaurs, who hadn't figured out the barbecue technology, try to steal all that food.
Yeah.
So you have to come up with your defenses and set them on the path to keep the dinosaurs from getting to your steaks or veggies.
Yeah. And the defenses are things like, you know, you might have something like a high-powered laser that shoots through dinosaurs, of course.
A couple of adorable kids who throw snowballs.
Or potentially a DJ that can blast them with sound. That's a good one.
Yeah, maybe a mad scientist who can reach up into the sky with a giant magnet and pull meteors down. Because as we know, dinosaurs are allergic to meteors.
Yeah, so really, like we said, it's the most accurate thing. We couldn't come up with this ourselves.
No.
Like, we just really went through the science.
Yeah,
Also, we're not very good at science.
No,
we're not.
No.
We failed that.
We failed that.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. It has like you know, aspects of your pieces, your towers that you're placing down are puzzle piece shaped, so you're trying to fit them into the board and in ways that you can sort of concentrate the amount of go-homitude.
Yeah, there's also some fun card collecting in the game.
Yep.
You gain cards as you go, and you can unlock different ones, and kind of what cards you're using at a different time is kind of, it speaks to different play styles and how people like to play the game. It's very easy to get into, it's super fun to play, and it can be very challenging if you like are really trying to like get everything with 3 stakes, as we call it.
Yeah, it's like legitimately anybody from like pretty little kids who we, you know, like probably like between 7 or 8 years old, we've had them coming in and play testing and making it sort of for them, but also for like some 50-year-old dude who's been a strategy gamer his entire life. Like everybody should be satisfied by it. And everybody will be satisfied.
We're gonna bat 1,000. It's gonna be coming out on Steam very soon on March 14th, so just in a few weeks. If you're watching at home and you're interested, you can actually go and pre-order it and support local game development. If you go to firehosgames.com or firehosgames.com/pre-order, you can go and pre-order our games. We actually have a bundle with both of them that's pretty cheap. Or you can just wait till it comes out and you can just go and buy it on Steam or on our website. And you'd really be helping us feed our ice cream addiction, because we go to Christina's in Inman Square every day for ice cream. It costs a lot of money,
and
so please buy our game.
And once we have fed ourselves with ice cream, we'll think about feeding our kids.
Yeah.
Whatever's left.
Yeah, they can have the remnants of the cone.
Yeah.
There won't be remnants.
It's not true.
Yeah.